Welcome to the Loner Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. Yes, I am the Loner Ranger. Thanks for listening today. I hope you are enjoying this weekend. Isn't this cooler weather unbelievable? I just love it. I really miss the cooler weather, and I'm finished with the rain. Maybe this rain will cut back. Well, there's a lot of things we got to talk about, folks. We had the Fed cut this week. What happened to interest rates? You're definitely going to want to tune in to this show to find out what mortgage rates are doing with this Fed cut. What did Jerome Powell have to say, and how will that affect you? Then I want to talk about where the opportunities are, because you know what? I don't care what the market does. I don't care if interest rates are up, if they're down, if they're sideways, because the market is always correct. What do I mean by that? The market is always correct because smart people know how to make money any way it goes. It doesn't matter if it's going up or if it's down or if it's going sideways. You can make money in the market. You just have to be smart. But most people don't understand how that works. And they don't understand opportunities. They look for the opportunity after the opportunity has already passed them. And I see that happening so often. Now, I understand we don't want to make hasty moves. We want to make smart moves. And you got to be smart with your money. But I want to tell you something. This opportunity, I think, is being wasted by too many people. And I'm out buying properties right now. A lot of my realtor professional investors, they're buying properties right now. They see the opportunity. Why do you think they see the opportunity, but half of the population out there is sitting on the sidelines going, well, I think homes are going to drop more. I'm going to wait for interest rates to drop. Let me tell you why you don't want to wait for interest rates to drop. First of all, it's easy to refinance. And when you come back to me for a refinance, you don't pay any lender fees. Okay. So it's easy to refinance. It's cheap to refinance. Now, is it free? No, it's not free. However, it's cheap. And you don't pay a lot. You don't pay any lender fees when you come back to me to refinance. So be aware of that. Secondly is you can't renegotiate the sales price. It is what it is at the time you buy. You can renegotiate an interest rate by refinancing. Now, here's why I think now is an opportunity. We had just a few months ago over 6 months worth of inventory. Is actually closer to 7 months worth of inventory. And if you include condos in there, there's 9 months worth of inventory. That is deep into a buyer's market. But those numbers are skewed because let's eliminate condos. The reason condos are throwing the numbers off is because nobody's buying condos right now because the condos don't have the reserves. They are, half of them got lawsuits going on. They've got roof claims going on, and it is tanking the values of a condo. I wouldn't want a condo right now for anything. And I don't like it when my clients want to buy them because I like to see my clients have success, and I cannot see that happening. Not anytime soon. I just don't see it happening. You don't have control of your expenses when you buy a condo. You can't control the HOA. You can't control it. If there's a special assessment, they have to assess everybody. So it throws the numbers off. So let's take condos out of the equation and let's take the jumbo market out of the equation. So let's remove everything, say over $1 million. The inventory went from 6 months down to about 4.5 months. Now, right now, you are riding a fine line between being a buyer's market and a seller's market. It's more of a balanced market. And that doesn't help buyers near as much as it does sellers. So, however, sellers are still feeling a little pain because there's 3.5 homes on the market for every buyer. So that gives buyers a little bit more control, but there's not enough buyers jumping in the market right now. They're still sitting on the sidelines in fear. And you know what? My old pal, says, be fearful when others are greedy, but be greedy when others are fearful. Okay. That is a true statement. And what happens is we live in fear. And I'll give you an example. Have I done it? Of course I've done it. I've made major mistakes in my investments before, but I've had more success than mistakes. Tell you my first mistake. Remember back in 2008 and 9 when we had the big crash. Okay. Mortgages companies were doing stupid loans, 100% financing, no income qualifying. It was bound to go bust. And it did. And it not only bankrupted people, it literally bankrupted the country and many other countries that were buying our mortgage-backed securities that were duped into purchasing them. So it was a bad deal. So now those things don't happen anymore because we have what's called prudent underwriting. You actually have to qualify for a mortgage. Can you imagine that? You actually have to qualify. So that's a safety net for all of us. And even though going into that market, people were making money, they lost it all after. So it doesn't matter how much you make if you're going to lose it all later. So let's stay steady and let's make money in the market. So here's what I do. I look for opportunities. That opportunity lies right now because sellers, since there's an abundance of homes on the market, but not as many buyers, the buyers have a huge opportunity to negotiate. They can negotiate price, or they can negotiate closing costs, or they can negotiate repairs. And there may be a combination of all. Now, what happens is most of you are horrible about picking your real estate agent. Absolutely horrible. And it hurts me because if you pick your real estate agent and I look at it and I go, that real estate agent is not taking care of business. They are not negotiating correctly. They're weak negotiators. Now, I can't say anything to you because you picked them. They weren't my choice. You come to me, I'll set you up with a real estate agent. And by God, the real estate agent that I set you up with knows how to negotiate. They will negotiate the way I tell them to negotiate, or else I won't send them any more business. So they do, and they win. And I'm telling you what, more people win when they just follow my direction. Why? Because I'm not afraid to negotiate it. If I could negotiate your real estate deal rather than your real estate agent, you'd win more often. But I get calls all the time from agent going, the seller said they weren't going to do that, and that's as low as they're going to go. And then I go, good. Tell them that's fine. We'll go look at another property, but here's my counter offer. And then they go, we'll go a little bit more. And I'll go, nope, you're going to go more than that. And they go more than that. Now, do you have to, is there a level of risk of losing the deal if you negotiate hard? Yes, there is, but you have to be prepared for that. But would you rather get a good deal? Wouldn't you rather have a real estate agent that's going to fight for your money? My God, I'm telling you what, I honestly, I watch you guys pick your real estate agents and it hurts me inside because I can't say anything. I can't tell you because you picked them. I can't go, well, listen, your real estate agent doesn't know what they're talking about. That is not, that's not professional for me to do that. But I'm saying it inside. So if you give me the opportunity to help you, I will make sure that you get a great real estate agent to help you buy and to help you sell. That real estate agent has to give up to 25% of their commission. 25% up to, like, they could go up to $1 million. It could be any number. It could be $10,000. You can get commission back. They don't pay me. My real estate agents that I refer, that, and when I refer you, you have to be fully pre-approved. I got to have every document. I want to run it. I want to have a fully approved loan. So I'm not giving out willy-nilly referrals to real estate agents to find out later that you don't even qualify. So you get fully approved with me. I refer you. Last year, when I started this program, I gave out 98 fully approved clients to real estate agents. 98. It was the first year I started doing this. 96 have closed. All 96 were like, oh my God, Bruce, thank you so much for that referral. I love it. And then they've passed that real estate agent on to their friends and family. Why? Because I vet them and they got to live up to my standards. And my standards aren't easy. I'm going to tell you they're not easy, but they're there to protect me and to protect you and to help you make money. So, buyers, you want a real estate agent? Don't pick your cousin's best friend. Don't pick the neighbor lady down the street. You call me. I'll connect you using the Loan Arranger Real Estate Rebate Program. Write this number down. Let me give you the area code first. Let's try that. 407-706-3313 or Tampa 813 813-213-4009. That's 813-213-4009. Now, here's the deal. You call me and you say, Bruce, I need a referral to a great real estate agent. I will connect you in the area that you're looking to buy or sell in. They are instructed as to how you are qualified. So I tell them, okay, John and Mary, they're qualified for 550,000, but they don't want to go over 500. So don't use the $550,000 pre-approval. I'm just telling you, if you find something for 505, you know you can do it. Okay? Now, I keep all your information is private. I don't share any of your private information. All that real estate agent needs to know is what type of loan are we doing? How much are you putting down? And how fast can you close? That's what they need to know. Or do we need closing costs? You need some closing costs paid on your behalf? I can help you with that. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to my website at webringyouhome.com. I want you to make application, whether you're looking to buy or refinance. Do an application there. And I'm going to put you in a very safe position. So I'm not going to do a hard credit pull. Okay. Just don't even call me and ask me. And don't call me and ask me and go, hey, I want to make sure that you're going to get me the lowest possible interest rate. I get everybody the lowest possible interest rate. It doesn't matter if you ask me or not. I'm going to fight for you to get you the best that we can possibly get you. But I want you to make application there. I'm not going to do a hard pull to start. Now, if you're FHA buyer and your credit score is marginal, I might have to get your permission to do a hard pull. But most of you, I don't need it. And I don't want it because I'm not going to do a hard pull until we're ready to go under contract. So once your loan's pre-approved, I'm all set. I got all your pay stubs, W-2s, tax returns if you're self-employed, whatever it is I need, you've given it to me. Everything. Now, I can put my name on a letter that says that John and Mary Smith are fully approved for their financing up to X amount of dollars. They need 4% towards closing costs. We send that out. I get you with a great real estate agent. They negotiate your deal for you. Now, what's going to happen is that listing agent's going to come back and go, why that? I had this happen to me just yesterday. I have a client. Listing agent calls me back and says, why in the heck do you need 4% towards closing costs? I said, because my buyer wants to get in for no money down. They said, why? Don't they qualify? I said, no, they're well qualified. Well, why do you think they need to get in for no money down? It's making my seller nervous. And I said, I will explain to you why. Here's why. My client is a veteran. He's a disabled veteran. He fought for your freedom and came back injured. He fought for you to have the right to sell real estate in this great country and the great state of Florida. Without him, we would not be here. Without men and women like him, we would not have a job. None of us. We wouldn't have the freedom. So he paid his down payment by the injuries that he brought home. Is that a good explanation for you? So you go back to your seller and you get them to pay the closing costs. I'll see what I can do, Bruce. I'll see what I can do. And they came back and they agreed to some of it, but not all of it. So I said to the buyer, I said, hey, wait a minute. Okay, let's just entertain this offer. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and accept the offer. Then we're going to get an appraisal and a credit appraisal, and we're going to get a home inspection. Now, if anything comes back on that home inspection that doesn't suit their needs, we're going back to renegotiate again. So I do this in series. We negotiate. And if you see me, the way I negotiate, I don't negotiate off the sales price much. I want the seller to get as much money as they can for the property. I want my closing costs paid because it's better. It's less money for me out of pocket. So I negotiate that way. Now that gets the house off the market. Here's what I want to do. I got a little lost. I want you to call me because I got to take a break. I want you to call me now at 813-213-4009 or webringyouhome.com. I want you to call me in Orlando at 407-706-3313. I'll be back in 5 minutes because I want to finish this conversation. You will not want to miss it. We got a lot to talk about on the market.